Hey, it's Mark. Got another video for you. Probably gonna keep it kind of short, but we'll see. Today was pretty crazy. Yeah, my hood calls were pretty wild today. I haven't even checked the final what they closed at. It was a pretty interesting day, and there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of divergent things going on here. Like you got the TLT, you got Treasury bonds, U.S. bonds. They're uptrending now on a channel, and the TLT especially likes to trade in these tight channels. And we can zoom out in the long-term chart. You can see like all these channels, like that was the big one there. Like everybody was shorting it back then in last fall, and then it went kind of range bound for a while. From November to all the way till summer really, and then we had another range. There's another down channel, and trades really perfectly off the ranges too. I think I think there's a lot of hedge funds and institutions that they quant trade it with, and a lot of it's like, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what they use, but it looks like they're definitely using either trend lines or a moving average. But to me, it looks like it shapes up pretty well off of the trend lines, so that's what I'm looking at here. And it just tested the top of this upper channel range. Well, I should have said channel. It's really just channels, not there are trend lines, but it's a channel. So yeah, another perfect channel going, and so it looks like it's gonna pull back here, but sometimes when the momentum keeps going, they can go a little over. But uh, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a pullback the next couple days. But I'm watching this, and unfortunately, I really didn't really zone in on it till like yesterday or the day before, and because the time to buy it is when it's on this down channel, so you can capture the move to the top and then sell. So it's kind of like well, of course, I mean, it's in an uptrend, so it's a good hold too. Well, as long as it holds the channel, it's a good hold. And it's kind of like IWM did. Like IWM, yeah, it's interesting. Like it's in the same kind of channel as the TLT. What was that? And see, the TLT bottomed in October. So let's see when I mean the IWM. So let's see when TLT did. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, they pretty much bottomed at the same time and started that new channel. And I think a lot of people are looking at it. You look at bonds, because bonds, a long time ago they were a flight to safety. It's like a risk-off trade. So, but to me, it doesn't look that way so far to me. If it's rallying with small caps, you would think small caps would be down. If it was really a bearish stance that everybody was taking. So I don't really see it. And I've been looking at junk bonds too, and high yield corporate bonds, and they're doing the same thing. Like rallying, and they're up a lot. I mean, we're at the top of that range now, pretty much on these high yield corporates. So I don't really see how that's gonna be a bearish thing for the market. Sometimes junk bonds can be a leading indicator actually for economic strength. So I mean, like if you think about it, I mean this instrument, it's the bonds of some of the highest yielding corporates, which are you could say risky, or one of the more, because they have a high yield, so it's riskier, right? So it's not really a bad thing for the economy when they're going up, in value. Like you think they go down things are bad, right? So yeah, it's getting up there to the top of the range for sure. So it doesn't really strike me as bearish. And then you got, I mean, everything's having pullbacks and stuff, but you can look at KRE. Yeah, it's still not even like a huge pullback off the top of that channel yet. Like it's got the same kind of channel range. But the crazy thing today was the hood. Well, it's not really crazy now. I kind of got used to these huge gains and these options. Like my hood was up like 10% today, and my $10 strike hood calls are now up 945%. So we're getting close to 1,000 there. I'll probably just have to lock some of these. I'll probably just have to lock it in early because it doesn't expire. These contracts go out till January 19th. So I got the perfect time there because it basically had this. Well, I talked about it in my other video. The setup was just this range, this channel support, test, and hold. So once it came back into that support zone there, which it held support about $8 or so since for like years, and once it came back in here, it was a setup that was going to go up to the next level here, which would be like 1120. So if we start, for sure, if we get to 11 tomorrow, I'm taking profits, or at least locking some in, because yeah, you never know what can happen. But I suppose I should really I need to check out and see when their next earnings are. Well, yeah, they had earnings there, so yeah, that's something you always think about is when the next earnings, if there's gonna be earnings coming up. But it looks like we already had that, and it actually reacted pretty bad off it. So, but the institutions just love to buy it about $8. So I guess they see the same thing I see. So that's kind of the big thing that happened, and I put on some. Well, I noticed gold has done this kind of. It did a little break above. It's like breaking out, and then that spike day up there was pretty telling, I think, as a top, like a short-term top. So I put on some Sandstorm gold puts because it's just been acting as one of the weaker ones. Like you can see the relative strength versus the other baskets, the other gold stocks wasn't as good, and even gold itself didn't even break above the previous highs, and that's kind of like a level I narrowed out there, like that. That's a big level, right? I found right there, and it didn't make it above it, and it was just really weak today, and of course for the past like month or so versus the other stocks. So I put on some sand puts. I did let's see what I got. It was December 15th, $5 strike. Like I actually bought in the money this time, because the out of the money were just like, there's just no trade there. But and looks like I'm actually down on these so far, but it's kind of more speculative. And I put on some JDST calls. That's the inverse gold too. It's kind of the same play. So miners bearish ETF. So I put that on. I put on just super undersized on that too. I went out kind of farther, like to the 650s, just to see if there is like a really good move. That'll be a good one too. And yeah, I was looking at the XHB. So it did what I was talking about like a week ago. I was talking about these channel ranges here where it goes sideways in these tight little channels, and the breakout is the key. And it broke out. It did another kind of did like the small caps did there. It did a shooting star then a hammer, and it's got a lot of momentum still. And it's another thing I'm looking at. I'm just like, this isn't bearish either. I mean, like Puru Saxena, he's like one of the bigger accounts on Twitter, I guess. And I actually started following him years ago, like before he was really even that famous. Well, I guess he was always on CNBC. I guess that's probably where I first saw him. But he he's got like a lot of followers now, of course, because he's bearish all the time. But but he's one of those where pretty much if you're on the Twitter, you can, if you're a bear, you're gonna have, if you're a perma bear, which means you're just bearish all the time, you're gonna have 100,000 followers easy. Excuse me, but so yeah, it looks like XHB is actually, I think we're breaking out here. Is this happening? Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Is that really happening, I guess? Let's see. Yeah, 85.11. I haven't really looked at it that closely, like in a week, so 85 and change was the high, and yeah, we're freaking at 86. So XHB is at year highs, which is not bearish either. Of course, it could turn out to be a top here, but the way the momentum is, like, it's gonna have to do a crazy reversal. But so my guess is that the S&P is gonna try to follow that because it's kind of the same chart. So yeah, the S&P is still teetering right on that long-term trend line that goes back to last fall, and that's the big trend line there that it held all year. And probably it's like a broken record on this stuff, but I mean the stuff I talk about is pretty it's usually pretty important as far as what I'm looking at here. So yeah, the hood. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take profit when it hits 11. Um, but now's a good time. I'll probably start locking some in. But we'll see how it acts. And I didn't go through. I was looking through some scans, and there's just a lot of possibilities here, like Weight Watchers. I'm looking at these gap down stocks now. I'm looking at my gap down scan. So yeah, Weight Watchers had that uptrend going, cracked it, and then looks like bad earnings, and we're back, possibly flirting with another low there. So that's a good potential short from that scan. And I haven't really gone through all the scans yet. I got some other stuff I gotta do here, but I'll if I find anything interesting, I'll post it later up in the night on Twitter or X. And I'm just looking through some of these 52-week breakout, or these 52-week highs. I'm surprised there's not really more of them. I think the small caps, well, a lot of small caps have been really going. Like this one, Any was the huge one today. This one's a former runner. Like it's had huge runs in the past. Like I don't even have to look it up, but I'm gonna look it up for you. So back in 21. Well, I think it must have done reverse splits because like I don't think the stock was ever a $60 stock, but you can see all these runs it's had in the past. So it's a big runner. So it actually make it's probably likely to keep going really, based on it being a runner. So maybe it consolidates tomorrow and runs the next day, but that's a good long momentum watch. I'm just kind of curious if it has options. Let's see. Yeah, I put on some more CHPT puts today too. I put on, I mean, these may turn out to be gift prices still, because they got earnings coming up tomorrow. I went kind of aggressive I went aggressive and got like 150 strikes for like a week out. So, but let's check out. Was I looking at any? I'm probably gonna wrap it up in a sec because I'm still kind of weak. My voice is kind of weak from that cold or that chest thing I had. So yeah, this is interesting. The any has some pretty good. Looks like it has good volume here. Wow. Oh man, I didn't realize that because I was looking at. That's crazy. I was looking at this stock at like in the afternoon or in the morning, and I figured since it's like it was just like always been this crappy Momo stock that just runs and dumps, that it wasn't gonna have options, especially being a dollar stock. But like I'm seeing here, my platform has it's got the December monthlies. It's got the $2 strike. It's like a really tight spread, like 35, 30, 35 ask, 30 bid, and it's pretty crazy. Cause I could have bought those probably like 50% ago or something. But maybe if we get a dip, I might nibble on some of those if we get a little dip, like a red day. But it's really speculative. Like it's not really a setup per se, but it's just more of a breakout momentum trade. And it had a lot of volume. All the traders were trading it today. So I'll have to put that on my watch list. And yeah, oil came back down. It's strong too. Wow. Yeah, the oil's back down near the lows. Excuse me. And yeah, this CZR is so tempting too. Like it just hasn't really got any momentum, and it's got that. It looks like that's the uptrend level right there. I mean, that was the channel it was in, and then it broke through, so that's bearish. But it's got support at like 41, so it's not a whole lot of opportunity. I mean, maybe it goes to 40. I mean, maybe not, but uh, yeah, there's just these charger stocks. Well, I didn't check the charger stocks yet. Those are great today. You got another red day on EVgo. So this bull triangle looks like it's failing. Like that was the bull triangle. So that's like a failed signal if we get like another red day. And BLNK is just beautiful still. Yeah, it looks like there's definitely no bull flag. Like that's it's just gonna fade forever. So yeah, I still got those puts. I've got BLNK puts. I've got EVGO puts. I've got more CHPT puts now. And some of my CHPT puts are up 120%, and BLNK is up 100%. And I've been putting this stuff out on YouTube for free now for like at least a few months, 5 months maybe now, about these charging stocks, and all this stuff is free, and I'm just like sharing the stuff I'm looking at. I'm sure there's better high percentage trades out there somewhere, but these things I'm really confident on, and I just kind of stick to what I see and what I know. So I was looking through some momentum stocks here because that ANY was pretty interesting. And that's another thing, like when you've got all these momentum stocks going, it's not necessarily bearish either. A lot of times it squeezes and stuff. I wonder if any is a high shorts. The ANY might be a high short interest. I mean, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff moving here. Let's see. I mean, look at that, the SDRC. What's that? Like some momentum crap. CHSN. Excuse me, and yeah, there's just a lot of stuff moving here. EVGN. Let's see. I'll look at some spikers. We'll see what the biggest ones were doing. Yeah, pretty much those are the big ones. Was the ANY and CHSN. This is the 15% gainers, 15% gain or more in a day. CNET. Yeah, that's like a sketch one. What else we got? That was a good print there. What is that? HEPS. That's a nice print, like a nice hammer. HEPS. I've never heard of that one. Most of these I know, like I know ANY from the past. Like I've seen that one run a lot over the years. It's like looks German maybe. What is that? That's interesting. I've never seen that one before. Usually I know like a lot of these because I pretty much my scans are pretty filtered for stocks under 10, $20 a share, so I kind of know a lot of the ones. 14% gain today. It is no, it's Turkey. Yeah, I should have known with the K there. It's Turkey. That's interesting. E-commerce. Yeah, that's because I was looking at a lot of these. Remember, I was looking at a lot of these mobile and tech stocks, and the Middle East has some of the fastest growing markets for mobile games and stuff like that. So this one's pretty interesting. So it's e-commerce. Well, it's not as good as probably as games, but I guess these companies do pretty well with that stuff over there. Because maybe they don't have Amazon or something. I don't know. Well, I don't know about Turkey, but I'm not exactly sure what this stock could be in a lot of different markets. And it looks like some pretty nasty earnings. Jeez, that's nasty. Yeah, that's not looking good. I mean, the revenue growth is insane though. This revenue growth, compounded revenue growth is insane. Like they did two. Is that billions or was it? No, they did 2 million. Yeah, they did. They went from 2.6 to 18 revenue in like 3 years. The revenue growth is pretty wild. Yeah, it's billions. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, because the stock's like the market cap is like 500 million, and they're doing. It can't be right. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm not sure. Sometimes Yahoo Finance is way off. Like there's just huge errors. But it's saying they did 7 billion in revenue in 2021. So it wouldn't even be one-time sales. Like one-time sales is a pretty low valuation for just about any company. Yeah, I'm seeing the revenue estimate is 14 billion, 26 billion for next year. I mean, it's either like the cheapest stock ever or something's wrong here. But I'm gonna have to look at the SEC filings for that. Well, let's see. What we got? Where's the press release? Hmm. Their EBITDA was positive. Net loss is a little better, like a lot better actually. See, the net loss was 191 million versus 900 for the previous. Since they had positive free cash flow too. That's interesting. Huh. Maybe, yeah, I guess this must be in like in Turkish money, the billions. Yeah. Excuse me. And that's kind of interesting. I'll see if they have any options, and then I'll just add it to my watch list anyway. No. Well, that sucks, but we'll just add this one. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's had a nice uptrend going for a while. There's the channel support or uptrend support. That's just a huge candle today. Did a trading range or did a little pennant, kind of like hood, and then a little channel breakout. Yeah, that's interesting. That's a nice candle. Looks like it's been a pretty long-term loser, pretty bad loser. But maybe this thing is if they actually break around with positive free cash flow and earnings, that can totally negate a lot of history. So that's a good one to watch, I think, for a momentum trade, at least until it gets like 190, 180. It's got a level there about 189. Double top out there. Let's see. Yeah, this RGTI, I've been kind of watching that one. It's just really in this nasty sideways channel now, though. But the fact that it had so much momentum um, in the past probably means it's going to repeat. And it's kind of like a long shot, at least the next couple of years or so. But if they do actually, if quantum computing just keeps getting more popular, it's just going to keep getting more money, and then somebody's going to figure something out eventually. If there's something to be figured out, and then the upside is just a lot bigger than the risk rewards. Just would be pretty big, if they well, this company actually they already are selling they got the quantum computer on the cloud, so it's like a legit thing. And but if it really ramps up, it could be pretty big for the stock, because it looks like people aren't really pricing in a lot going now. But maybe I'm just gonna see what happens with, it could very well just keep going down. So yeah, I'll just call it a wrap there, because I got some other stuff to do, and it's probably a good place to end. But as I was saying, if I find anything else, I'll put it up on the Twitter. But I'm just gonna be watching the CHPT tomorrow and these charging stocks for some more annihilation, really. And I'll catch you next time.